So I just wanted to do a quick little video about dyeing fabrics and other things. I want to start off with a disclaimer saying that I am not a fabric dyeing pro. I am not a pro at fabric dyeing, but I am a pro at trial and error. So I thought I'd do this video just to let you know the process that works for me when I dye my fabrics. First off, I don't use the instructions that are on the Rit Dye bottles because for me it only works about 50% of the time. Thankfully, Rit Dye came out with a synthetic dye, which I still haven't used yet, so I don't know how it works on synthetic fabrics, but my process works about 90% of the time on all fabrics. So I'm going to teach you how I do it. First off, I start off with hot water, obviously. Some fabrics I know that I can use like boiling water. I literally boil water on the stove and then I put it in one of those giant buckets from Home Depot because it's usually the bigger fabrics like cotton fabrics or sometimes linen can withstand that heat. So I put it in the bucket and I pour the water in and I mix the dye in there first. So I put the amount of dye that I need and then I mix it with like just a stick, or I use the long paintbrushes, and then I put the dry fabric in there. For me, it works better than doing the wet fabric and then waiting for 30 minutes. So what I do is I dip it in there and I like move it around a little bit and then I pull it out and see if it's the right color. I'm dyeing a yellow vest thing, and I didn't want to soak it that long because for one, it's cotton, for two, I already pre-bleached it and it's just going to soak up a lot of the color if it's bleached right away. So what I did is I wrung it out a little bit and then I laid it down in my bathtub to dry. That's the other thing I do that's not on these instructions, is that I put the dry fabric in the dye, have it completely submerged in the mixed dye solution, and then I either leave it in there for things that are already white, like I'm dyeing some socks that were already white, so I'm dyeing them red and green, and then I leave them in there for 30 minutes. So I leave them in about the same time as they say to put it in the washer, whatever the thing is, and then I take them out and then I let them completely dry with the dye in it. So I put it in the solution dry, the fabric is dry, I put it in the solution, and then wait 30 minutes, and then I take it out and I leave it to dry. Sometimes I leave it outside, it's way too hot right now and I don't want it to damage any of the fabric or the coloring on the dye. So I just put it in my bathtub and then I bleach on my bathtub so it doesn't stain or anything. And then after the fabric is completely dry, that usually takes about 24 hours. After it's completely dry, then I wash it in the washer separately because I'm dyeing 3 different things that are 3 different colors, and we just let the dye dry in the fibers. It'll come out in the washer and then everything will be the same color, which you don't want. Unless it's already the same color, then it doesn't matter. But since I'm doing green, yellow, and red, it's gonna like mix together in the washer and be like some nasty like greenish brown color. So yeah, I would wash each of them separately, and you can hand wash it. I prefer my washer because I trust my washer with that kind of thing. I don't trust myself with that kind of thing. And then yeah, and I don't dry it either because sometimes the heat with the dryer, even if you have a low temp, it's still going to be hot. I don't trust it. So I just let it air dry because if it's the right color that I like, I don't want to ruin it by drying it and messing up the color. And yeah, so that's how I do it. So I do it a little differently than Rit says too, but yeah, it's worked for me and I've done it for a lot of my costumes. If you saw my Rebel Pilot, I dyed those. Those were not orange to begin with. I think they were green. I bleached them and then dyed them because I already had that orange shirt, so I wanted to match the orange in the shirt with the pants. So yeah, that's how I do it, and I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, you can message me on my Facebook page. I tend to answer those a lot faster than any other social media, or you can just leave a comment below and I will get to them as fast as possible. But like I said, if you really have a question you need an answer now, Facebook. So every link that is possible for me is below. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe because Elfie, Aubrey, and I will hopefully have a lot more how-to videos, game review videos, Just us being derps, which happens a lot, and I don't know why we don't record the stuff that we do because we're kind of crazy. Yeah, so subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye!